So what's going on, everybody? I just got back from vending from the market. I sold a book, which is hey, better than nothing, right? And it was cold. It was cloudy, but I did have some pretty cool conversations when I was out there. And one of the conversations that I had was with a man. He was a beekeeper named Tim, and he was interested in the comics that I had on display. I When I go out, I have a sign that says "Ask me about my comics," and hopefully people will just go up to the booth and just ask me about my comics. So Tim he is a beekeeper. He had a booth right next to mine, and he started asking me about my comics. I told him about it, and he complimented me, saying that there's not a lot of stories. There's not a lot of entertainment. He's not really versed into comics, but he said that it's been a while. It's been a while since he has heard somebody talk about storytelling or have a comic talk about things that are applicable in life. And he was asking me questions about knowledge, about purpose in life and perspective. And I remember telling him it's mostly about I'm not here to give everybody the answer, right? It's more I think the power of storytelling is more about having a perspective and helping people who know less than you, right? What makes these stories that I tell so interesting, so personal to me, is because I see every story as an idea, something that's and there's nothing more personal to a person than their own thoughts and how they can express that thought through sound, through visuals, through taste, through all the five senses. You know, that's how art is perceived, right? And and I remember him saying, how can you how can you write anything? Do you have all the knowledge in the world? Can you be confident in writing about something that you don't know everything about? It's not really about I said it's not really about knowing everything. It's about helping people who you probably know more than, right? And I remember him asking me, "What does it mean to be smart? What does it mean to be not like having all this knowledge? What does it mean to be smart?" And I was like thinking, because what it means to be smart is very interesting. I said there's two ways that a person can be smart, because I don't think we change that fundamentally change when we are adults as we were children, right? I believe that all we do in our waking moments is observe the people around us, just like children. All children do is imitate what their parents do, what their friends do, and whatever they see on TV. I remember I was talking with a friend. This is a little bit of a tangent. I remember I was talking to a friend, and he was telling me about standards and practice when it comes to a certain standards and practice when it comes to like television shows, right, for kids. And some things that cartoon characters cannot do certain things that can be identified as imitatable acts. And I was thinking, what does that mean, imitatable acts? Showing my smarts because I don't even know what an imitatable act is. So I guess for people who are kind of as hasn't thought about it as much as I did, an imitatable act is literally a kid sees what a cartoon character is doing. They think, oh, I can do that too, and they start doing it too. They start imitating it. Like I remember there was a Clarence commercial, and one of the if people don't know what Clarence is, it's a Cartoon Network show. I was watching Cartoon Network with my niece when she was like super young, and there was one part of the Clarence commercial where he was just tapping on his teeth, and the teeth had like xylophone sounds. And I remember my niece, she would look at me and like tap her teeth as well. That's what an imitatable act is, and kids do that all the time. Another example, which is full of example, is can be not through actions but through speech as well. Like how, if anybody who are aware of the Mr. Men show, it's old. It's a very old, well, not very very old, but it's older than Clarence, which they had two English dubs, one for American, one for British, for the British audiences, because if you don't know, British people, they speak differently than Americans, and the show, and like the government knew that they don't want all these British children speaking like they're Americans, so they want British kids to talk like they're British. And people might find that silly until they realize, till like something like that Mirrored came up again in the Bluey era, where we had all these preschool kids talking with Australian accents because they hear Bluey characters speak like that. All we do is imitate. So there are two ways for people to acquire knowledge, right? And it's just through our parents, through our friends, and who we see or who we interact with most when it comes to the internet or the books we read or the podcasts we listen to, right? And that's a constant through all our entire lives. And I believe one of the most important things that I've learned growing up is you are the sum of the 5 people you interact with the most. I don't interact with a lot of people, especially online, right? So what I spend a lot of my time is listening to is just podcasts when it comes to politics and religion. And I don't like, I won't even go into that, right? I won't even go into that because that doesn't matter right now for this video. So I'll say all that by continuing this whole point where people can either know a lot about a little or they can have a general understanding about a lot of things, or they can have a lot of understanding about a simple thing, one simple thing. Because I was explaining to him, I'm just talking about just philosophy or just observing what I learned in life or what I hear other people talk about, right? I feel like I just have a lot of general knowledge about a lot of things because like a true wise person once said that if I know anything, is that I know nothing. You have to be confident about what you know, but still have that understanding that there's a lot to learn. And that's just general. That goes with everything. There's no way that you can know everything about everything about one specific thing, because there's always more to learn. I feel like that's a pretty good way to stop. That's a pretty good way to stop it off, right? There's always something more to learn. Anyway, this is like a shorter one. Thanks for listening. Let's see if I can give a shout out to another card that I have, right? This is the end. Shout out to what was it? Ron L. From Genius Reading. I might scan this card that I have and show everybody it. If you don't know, then this is a part of the store. This is part of the video where I just read out a business card of a person that I met on the street. That's proclaiming I can't even say the word. That they also do art or sell books that I think is cool. So that's what I got going on. That's a shout out to Genius Reading. Anyway, thanks for listening. Y'all take care. Oh yeah, buy Just a Reaper. Buy Purgatory Academy. Buy Let's Go Metal Hero and Chimera Island. Thank you. Yeah. Peace.